مستانی کالی زلف تیغ مستانی مخمور کی ہن مد بریا سبحان اللہ سبحان اللہ سبحان اللہ سبحان اللہ سبحان اللہ ما اجمل کا ما حسن کا ما اکمل کا کہتے مہر علی کہتے تیری ثنا کہتے مہر علی کہتے تیری ثنا گستاخ لگی کہتے چھاڑ لیا سبحان اللہ سبحان اللہ سبحان اللہ سبحان اللہ مک چند بدر شاہ ثانی مت چمکے رات نورانی کالی زلف تیغ مستانی مخمور کی ہند مد بریا سبحان اللہ سبحان اللہ سبحان اللہ سبحان اللہ جزاک اللہ
ماشاء اللہ سبحان اللہ.
السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ.
وعلیکم السلام ورحمۃ اللہ.
الحمد للہ رب العالمین والصلاة والسلام على سید الانبیاء والمرسلین اما بعد فاعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. As it is the day of Friday, no mouth should be silent. Please recite after me. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Rasulallah. Wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Nabiyallah. Wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nurallah. نویت سنت الاعتکاف. See, the reason why we make the niyat of i'tikaf, the intention of i'tikaf, is because for as long as we will be in the masjid, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to shower His blessings and His mercy upon us. Sallu ala al-Habib. The Holy Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam has beautifully stated, Inna Allaha wakkala bi qabri malakan, that Allah Azza wa Jal has indeed stationed an angel, a'tahu asma' al-khalaiq, who can hear all of the creation at my grave. فلا يصلي أحد إلى يوم القيامة إلا أبلغني باسمه واسم أبيه هذا فلان ابن فلان قد صلى عليك. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that there are none who shall recite Durood Sharif upon me until the day of judgment, except that angel presents to me their name and the name of that person's father, that so and so, son of so and so, has recited Durood Sharif upon you, Ya
Subhanallah.
Sallu ala al-Habib.
Sallallahu.
All the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all the messengers alayhi wassalatu wassalam, were the most patient. They were the most strong. They were the most resilient. Any calamity that was sent to them, they were those who were the most patient upon that calamity.
Subhanallah.
From the entire creation, plus minus 124,000 messengers were sent on this earth. All of them were the most patient. But among all of these messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there were 5 such messengers that were the most patient. And among the whole creation, the most patient were all of the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But among all of these prophets, there were the 5 most who were the most patient.
Subhanallah.
The first one being our master, Nabi Kareem sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam.
Subhanallah.
Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. And finally, Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam. These 5 personalities that were just mentioned to you were the most patient, the most strong, and the most resilient among all of the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions these 5 personalities specifically in the Holy Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala beautifully mentions, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ مِيثَاقَهُمْ ومنك ومن نوح وإبراهيم وموسى وعيسى ابن مريم وأخذنا منهم ميثاقا غليظا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala beautifully mentions the dear beloved prophet, O the messenger, O the prophet, remember when we took from the prophets their oath, and from you and from Nuh, Ibrahim, Musa, Isa ibn Maryam, and from Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, we took a firm oath from them. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioning these great personalities in the Holy Quran is enough for us to understand the status and the glory of these 5 prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now but today, among these 5 prophets, we'll be learning about one prophet, inshallah, about Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. We will be learning what was his parents' names, what was the name of that person who found him by the Nile River. We are going to learn who named Musa alayhi salatu wasalam as Musa. And what does the name Musa actually mean? Just would love your attention, inshallah. Now, we learn that Musa alayhi salatu wasalam's father's name was Imran. He was from the descendants of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. The father of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, Imran, was born 400 years after the passing away of Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, and 700 years after the passing away of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. The father of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was from the descendants of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. This I want you all to keep in mind. Right? The father of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam's name was Imran. Now he comes to the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Her name was Yuhana. In Arabic, in English, and in Urdu, it was written like this, Yuhana. That was her name. Now let me mention to you the status of the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. All the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are the greatest. But what about the parents of the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When it came to the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, either through a dream, either through ilham, or there was an angel who presented what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted Musa alayhi salatu wasalam's mother to know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declared that, "O the mother of Musa, give milk to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam."
Subhanallah.
Every woman who bears a child, instantly the love of that child is put in the mother's heart, in the heart of that mother. And she knows that my child is crying, my child is hungry. What do I have to do? Leave everything and attend to my child. But who is ordering the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam to give birth to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam? It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking to the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam that, "O the mother of Musa alayhi salam, give milk to your baby." What is the status of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam? That personality for whose mother Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling to give milk to the child. Let's have Durood Sharif, inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam's mother was told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that when you fear, when you suspect that the neighbors will find out about your son, and on that day every son or every boy that was born was killed by Fir'aun and his men. Because Fir'aun knew that on this day the enemy of Fir'aun has been born, and it is a boy. So Fir'aun ordered for all the newborn baby boys to be killed. Now Allah is ordering the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam that when you suspect that the neighbors will find out about Musa alayhi salam, and when you suspect and fear that they are going to tell Fir'aun and Fir'aun is going to come and kill your son, place Musa alayhi salatu wasalam in a specially made chest, in a box, and place him in the Nile River and let him afloat. Who is ordering the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the only personality to know that a baby boy was born in the house of the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was the sister of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. When Fir'aun came to know about this baby boy, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, before that the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam fed him, nursed him, took care of him only for a few days. Then she feared that Fir'aun came to know. Immediately she listened and understood the hukum of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She placed him in a chest and let him afloat. And the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was that, "O the mother of Musa alayhi salam, don't fear. Don't be grieved from the separation of you and your son. In the future, we are going to make your baby boy a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are going to bring you back. We are going to join you with you and your son." Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam that don't fear and don't even worry what's going to happen to your son when he's going to be on the Nile River. That chest is not going to break up and the Nile River is going to take him to a safe place. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Then there came a time where Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was afloat on the Nile River. It was the dark night. Now which personality found Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam? Hazrat Asiya.
Subhanallah.
She was the wife of Fir'aun. Fir'aun was the enemy of Islam. But the wife of Fir'aun was the believer of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She was the follower of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. When she found Musa alayhi salatu wasalam in this chest, she saw him, a very beautiful baby boy, is afloat on the Nile River. She picked him up. There were people around her that asked her, that, "Oh Asiya, what are you going to name this baby boy?" I ask you, who named Musa alayhi salatu wasalam as Musa? Now listen, as the Asiya found Musa alayhi salatu wasalam on the Nile River between some trees. Then she told the people that I have named this baby boy as Musa.
Subhanallah.
And then she was asked, "Why did you name this boy as Musa?" My dear Islamic brothers, this information that I'm going to give to you, I also read this for the first time. And every day when a person reads anything, there's always going to be something new that he comes across. And I will also share to you something new that I came across for the first time. What is the name that was given to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam? It was given Musa. Who gave it? The Asiya anha. But what does Musa actually mean? Asiya anha was asked, "Oh Asiya, why did you name this boy Musa?" She said that in the Coptic language, this language is extinct. It is a previous Egyptian language. I read this for the first time. It was very nice and very shocking. It is an Egyptian language, and the word mu, from Musa, when you break up the word, it's mu and sa. She said that mu means water. Where was Musa alayhi salatu wasalam found? On the Nile River, on the water. Then people were asked, what does sa mean? She said that sa means tree. And where was Musa alayhi salatu wasalam found? On the Nile River between some trees. Then she said, this is the reason why I named this beautiful boy as Musa.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
Sallu ala al-Habib.
Sallallahu ta'ala.
When Asiya anha, when she saw, after Musa alayhi salatu grew up, when she found and saw that Musa alayhi salatu has grown to be a strong young man, she witnessed that Musa alayhi salatu destroyed the magicians of Fir'aun. If you remember the waqia, the Egyptians brought some ropes with some magic and it became small snakes. But what Musa alayhi salatu did was not magic, was a miracle that was given from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He placed his staff and it turned out to be a big serpent that destroyed all of these small snakes of those magicians. Immediately those magicians fell and said, "We accept Islam." Now when Asiya anha witnessed this thing, immediately the love for Islam came in her heart. And she said that I believe for Musa to be a prophet of Allah, and I believe in the Lord of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, and she accepted Islam.
Subhanallah.
So that was how Asiya anha accepted Islam, by witnessing the miracle of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Now when Fir'aun came to know that his own wife has become his enemy, his own wife accepted Islam, his own wife is following Musa alayhi salam, Allah Akbar. The torture that Fir'aun did to Asiya anha is very shocking. He put nails, 4 nails, one on each hand and one on each foot, and he hanged her on the wall. Her hands were tied with that nail, her feet were nailed on that wall, and she was left out to burn in the scorching sun. Then there came a time when Fir'aun came and brought a big stone that was going to be placed on her heart. Because when a big stone is placed on you, somehow I think she was a little laying down or something, for something heavy to be put on her. And that is how she passed away. But before this, she asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and she said that, "Oh Allah, I believe in you." This is when she was nailed on that wall. She said that, "Oh Allah, I believe in you. For my patience, please build a house for me in Jannah. Please build a house for me in paradise." Then a voice was heard, and that was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that this was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showing her, not just telling Asad. He showed her the house that was made for her in Jannah. He even showed her that it was made of white, beautiful pearls. And as soon as she saw this, she left this world before even the pain of that stone which was put on her heart. This was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy to Asad anha, that before the extreme pain that was going to be placed on her chest, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already took her soul and allowed her to leave this world with Iman.
Subhanallah.
And who was she? The one who took care of Musa alayhi salam. Anything that links to the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes very great. Now Musa alayhi salam, coming back on topic, inshallah, I'll be ending just in 1-2 minutes. Musa alayhi salam was given lots and lots of calamities, lots and lots of problems afflicted him. Yet he remained patient. But in this age and time, what we say? That, Ya Allah, we did not wrong anyone. Why are you causing people to do wrong to us? We are questioning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That, Ya Allah, we did not wrong anyone. Why are people doing wrong to us? So it's my question to you. That the Holy Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, did he wrong anyone? Did Attar sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wrong anyone? No. Yet he was given the most of problems among the entire creation. But what did Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam do? He remained patient. Even Musa alayhi salam, as I mentioned, there were 5 prophets who were the most patient. Among them was also Musa alayhi salam. Because the topic was Musa alayhi salam, even he was given lots and lots of problems. Yet he remained patient. So to understand and learn from the lifestyle and the seerah of Musa alayhi salam, we come to know that no matter how many problems afflict us, we should remain patient on the mashi'at and the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of planners. Whatever He has done, whatever He has chosen for you, you will not understand the wisdom of it today. Few days later, few weeks later, few months later, even few years later, that's when you're going to understand why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala afflicted you with so and so calamity. So it's my dua in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the permission and the will to remain patient on every calamity that descends upon us, and may we become the true lovers of the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and may we remain safe and protected from the enemies of Islam. Ameen. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu ala al-Habib. Sallallahu ala Muhammad. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. My dear Islamic brothers, when it comes to giving in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, generosity is a praiseworthy trait in every social context. Generally, much like veracity, friends or foe acknowledge the magnanimity of an individual. Character trait anchored into the minds of children through schooling, whereby they learn aphorism such as sharing is caring. Right? Giving in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, thus from a young age is already instilled in our hearts. Yet we don't know. Whenever any calamity falls upon us, you must just think and ponder. That, Ya Allah, I've been afflicted with so and so thing, then somehow something comes out of your pocket and you give in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a natural thing that a human being does. Islam teaches us that charity is both rewarding and healing for the physical and spiritual human states. Calamities befall the believer as part of his personal trait or expiation of his sins, but both being means of spiritual purification. Any calamity that befalls you, give in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That calamity will be removed as soon as possible. You want to live long? Give in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Trust me, my dear Islam brothers, when Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said this, I'm not saying this. Attar sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said by giving charity, a person's lifespan increases. Now, if the reason of creation says something like this, a person should immediately acknowledge this and believe in the aqwal of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and give in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No calamity befalls a Muslim except that Allah makes it expiation of his sins from him, even if it were pricked or he was pricked by a thorn. Diseases and afflictions are unavoidable aspects of human life. However, charity can act as a barrier between a person and any personal calamity. Now, indeed, charity, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said this, indeed, charity extinguishes the wrath of the Lord and protects against a bad death. If you want to leave this world in a state of Iman and want us to leave not with just Iman, but with afiyah, we should give in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I make dua in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He allows us to give as much as we can in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the wealth that we have acquired is through the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the wealth that Allah has given you, it is as if you are giving Him back as a thank you that, Ya Allah, you gave me this, now I am returning what you have given to me. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Time to perform sunnahs.